What's going on, everyone? This is Blake, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the only 3 things that you need to focus on within your online business when you're below 20K a month in order to scale your business to consistent 20K months itself. These are going to be the only 3 things that you need to shift your focus to in order to make those results happen. So with that said, I'm going to roll the intro now and we will dive right in. Alright, so as we kick things off with today's video, this is a training that I put together for my Facebook group, Unleash CEOs, last week that a lot of members in there that hopped on the live and attended the training really enjoyed. So I thought I would record this training again for you guys here on YouTube so you could reap the same benefits from it itself. But above anything else, I want to keep this video really simple for you all, because in order to get to 20K months, it should not be complicated. Yes, it's going to be difficult in the beginning stages when you're learning new skills and developing new skills, but the core foundation of it and the focus overall should be simple. And that's the point that I want to get across to you guys watching this video, working to grow your business to 10K, 15K, and 20K months. So really what it comes down to in order to achieve consistent 20K months is shifting your focus to 3 things: content, conversations, and clients. So content, aka the content that you put out on the platform that you're on, in my example I'm going to talk about is Facebook, to attract leads to your business, to create sales opportunities, and to drive conversations. As you drive conversations, these are what generate those sales opportunities, whether it be presenting offers directly inside Facebook Messenger or booking sales calls, whatever the process looks like for you. And then from there, making those sales happen, enrolling clients, delivering to your clients itself, helping those clients get results, and repeating the process over again. The majority of the focus when you're below 20K months should be on marketing and sales. That's what's going to get you to 20K months. So don't overcomplicate it. Strip away all the other variables itself. If you're thinking about starting a Facebook group and a YouTube channel and growing on Instagram, and you have all these different layers in mind, and you're at the beginning stages, strip away all the variables. I always recommend at the very beginning, especially if you're below 5K a month, to use a Facebook profile to grow your business. It's the same strategy that I used to go from 0 to 6 figures last year. Still part of the same strategy that I use today to get to multiple 6 figures as well. Because it works, because it's simple, and because it's very powerful when leveraging attraction marketing correctly. So don't worry about starting a Facebook group. I know a lot of people say, oh, you need to create a Facebook group right away. I always look at starting a Facebook group as how much time do you have? If you have over 10 hours in a week, if you have 20 hours a week to spare, and you're able to have the time to dedicate posting consistently to your profile and your group in terms of content that you're putting out, then by all means you can do it. But if you're at the beginning stages and you're working a 9-to-5 job, and you don't have the extra time to spare, don't spread yourself thin by adding in a Facebook group and then having to rely on putting out content 5 days a week within the group as well. Because you're going to get burnt out, you're going to get frustrated, and ultimately you're not going to achieve the results that you want. So keep it simple. If you're just getting started, you're not at 10K yet, you don't have much time, just focus on leveraging your Facebook profile. It's more than enough to make 10K and 20K results happen. As you shift that focus towards your Facebook profile, you have 2 jobs on that profile. Put out purpose-driven content to drive you leads and sales opportunities. And as you get comments on that content, as you get people reaching out from that content itself, enter in Messenger conversations with them where you use Messenger as a vehicle to create that sales opportunity itself. So most people look at Messenger and conversations like this is the be-all end-all to create sales opportunities. And content can be part of it, but they're not really super strategic with their content, and they're putting more of the focus just towards the conversations, and they're frustrated because they're spending hours a day in Messenger and they're not generating the leads or the sales that they want to generate. It's because that they're fighting an uphill battle by just narrowing their focus to conversations. If you just rely on cold DMs and reaching out to new friends that you connected with, trying to drum up sales opportunities every single day, that's not the way to run a business. in order to run a business that creates predictable growth, that generates predictable income, you need a predictable system to generate leads. And relying on cold DMs is not a predictable system to do so, because it's a numbers game. It relies on you putting out more volume, you developing conversational skills, and you generating sales opportunities from that. And eventually, as you continue to do that, you get burnt out with it and you become a slave to your business, where you know that when you wake up in the morning, the only way for you to generate a potential lead for your high ticket offer and generate a sale is if you spend a substantial amount of time in the DMs. And some days that could be 3 hours, some days that could be 1 hour, but it's never really consistent, because at the end of the day, you just have to keep putting out numbers until you end up bringing those results in itself. But that's not the way to run a business. You should have a predictable system in place that's attracting ideal clients to you on a weekly basis. So you're not worrying every night at night itself saying, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and not have any leads and have to spend all day in Messenger. You should know that when you put out a strategic Facebook post that is going to drive this many people in return and this much result in return behind it itself. So in terms of marketing and sales, the two focuses are strategic content and conversations. Without getting too into detail on the exact types of content to put out, 2-step posts, lead gen content, all that good stuff, I break down step-by-step examples of that, as well as how to write each type of post inside my coaching program itself. But today in this video, I want to keep things short and sweet, because that's really not the point. The point is you can still make results happen without knowing all the fancy stuff if you simply narrow your focus. So if there's one lesson I want you to get away from this video today, it's to strip away all of the other variables within your process and narrow your focus towards these 3 components of your business. And when you start with that first element within content, and you select that one platform that you're putting it out on, maybe it's your profile, the next step is to start actually getting in alignment with your content. And what most people tend to do early on is they feel uncomfortable writing new posts and publishing. They feel uncomfortable putting themselves out there. And they start to be someone that they're really not. They start to say things that they wouldn't normally say themselves personally. They look at other people doing well in the space and they say, you know what, I'm going to model these people exactly. Or I'm going to say these things about these results of this community because I think it's going to bring people to me. But the moment we start trying too hard to bring people to us is the moment that people start to see through what we're doing and say, look, so-and-so, it's clear to me that what you're saying isn't authentic. What you're saying isn't real, and I don't want to work with you. What people want to work with in terms of you early on in your journey is an authentic person that they actually trust. Whether you're a coach, a high-ticket affiliate, a course creator, whatever it may be, if you're in the early stages and you're selling over content and DMs and Messenger, people are buying trust, especially in high ticket. They're buying because they trust you. They're buying because they know when they purchase through you, they're going to get the support that they need to get things going. And they're buying through you because they know they're going to get higher levels of support through you than they would someone that's even higher levels up because they don't have the time to do it. So leverage that. That's your unique selling point, is the fact that you have the ability to offer higher levels of support. You have the ability to show that you care on a much higher level. And if you leverage that, it's going to stand out to your audience on a much deeper level itself. So in terms of foundations of content, start by asking yourself, okay, based on what I'm selling, whatever the offer is, course, high ticket coaching, high ticket affiliate offer, whatever it is, look at that offer and say, okay, what is the promise of this offer? What is, when somebody enters this program itself, what is the end goal that they're going to achieve if they go through it and apply themselves 150%? Maybe it's building a 10K a month affiliate business. Maybe it's building a 10K a month coaching business. Maybe it's reprogramming their mind. Whatever it is, depending on what field you're in, know what that is first. Now we're going to look at the flip side, okay, and say, okay, based on this promise itself, what's the problem that my ideal clients are dealing with? What's the frustrations that they deal with every single day? What keeps them up at night? Maybe it's content. Maybe it's spending time in Messenger. Maybe it's not knowing how to spend their time. Whatever it may be, that's what you want to write on in your content, because your sole purpose of your content is to bridge the gap. Once you get that minimum viable offer in place, which is always the first step, and you have a general understanding of what you're selling and what that offer is, now it's time to take that offer and connect it to your content. So everything that you put out content-wise is moving people towards that next step. It's bridging the gap. It's providing value to them along their journey. It's breaking down false beliefs that they have, being in the beginning stages or wherever they're at. And it's helping them be guided towards that next step in the process and ultimately becoming a sales opportunity and a lead for your high ticket offer itself. So all you're doing with your content is bridging the gap from your offer and using that as a way to create sales opportunities. And above anything else, foundations of it, your content is there to build know, like, and trust and to move people towards that next step. Through belief shifting content, through value-based content, you're nurturing your audience. Through lead generation content, you're extracting your audience and moving them towards that next step into a conversation, which brings us to step number 2. So it doesn't start with the conversations, it starts with the content. Your content fuels your sales opportunities. When you get this down, the more you dial in your content, the more effortless the conversations are. If your content's not dialed in, it's going to take a little bit more work in the conversations to create sales and sales opportunities. If your content's very strategic and very dialed in, it does a lot of the selling for you. And more than often, once you get it really dialed in, it does the selling for you itself. And that's the beauty of it. So depending on how dialed in your content is, as you get into conversations, know that your conversations are simply a vehicle to either move someone from raising their hand on your post or reaching out from your post, showing interest, and getting them to book a call to talk about next steps and how you can support them further. Or it's to get them to, same thing, show interest, and for you to present an offer directly to them in Messenger itself and make that sale happen. Both strategies work. You can close in Messenger, you can close on calls. I've done a hell of a lot of both. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, number one, what's the price point? If your offer is $1,500 or below, then you by all means can close directly in Messenger. If your offer is $3,000 and more, it's likely going to be easier for you to close over the call itself and actually have a call with the person. Because in order for someone to invest $3,000, they may need to speak to someone on the other line and make sure that it's a fit for them. And same for you. If you're selling a $3,000 offer, you don't want to just sell it to everyone. You want to make sure that it's a good fit for them as well. And that's why calls at that price point are going to make the process easier. But again, it all comes down to how strategic the content is. If you're already filtering out those people and showing exactly who's an ideal fit for your offer and all that good stuff within your content, the whole qualification and conversation process becomes much shorter, sweeter, and more simple. But at the end of the day, when you wake up in the morning and you don't have any leads in your business, you should be going towards 2 things. What piece of content can I put out to start generating conversations? And when can I sit down to have conversations with these people to actually generate sales opportunities? If you're at ground zero and you're just getting going with content and you don't have any audience at all, then you're allowed to be proactive and focus more on conversations to start, because then you're putting yourself in a position to win and generate opportunities as you start building up that audience and as you start building up awareness. But to add in a few components here on this video, when you guys look at the 3 phases of your business, to keep it simple again, it really comes down to awareness, lead generation, sales, opportunity, and sales. And these go hand in hand with what's listed above. So awareness is, how big is my audience? How well do people know about me? If you're just starting your business and your audience is low, your results are really low, and you haven't put out much content, the focus of your business should be on building awareness. So in order to build awareness, you need to start growing your audience You need to start putting out content, and it would be smart and a wise choice to start being proactive and having conversations with people to see if you can't generate some sales opportunities in the meantime as you get that awareness in place. Once the awareness is in place, your friends list or your audience is growing, your content's getting better and better, it's getting more strategic, it's starting to drive more people in. Now it's time to double down on that lead generation and say, okay, now how can I actually get a solid lead generation system in place that becomes predictable? So I know that when I put out this post, I'm going to generate X result. And that's what you should be able to get to. So once that awareness is in place and the audience is growing, now it's time to shift the focus and double down on improving the lead generation process, which basically means narrowing your focus and getting your content more dialed in. In the beginning, the content doesn't have to be perfect, because I know that the more that you feel it needs to be perfect, the less likely you are to post. So if you're in the awareness phase, keep it simple, focus on putting out content that serves your audience, provides value to them, and do your best to include some lead generation content. As you get that awareness in place, now it's time to start getting more strategic with this. Because this should drive this, which should drive this. Content drives the conversations drives the sales opportunities, and the clients. And once you get phase number 2 down, and now you know every single week that you're generating consistent lead flow, and you're not having to rely on cold DMs and cold messaging every single day, now you're starting to actually build a business. And now it's time to shift the focus towards dialing in the sales process. So improving your closing ratio, improving the way that you present offers, improving your conversational skills. And that right there is how you get to 20K months. Focus on breaking down these 3 phases. Be aware of what phase that you're in: awareness, lead generation, sales opportunity. And above anything else, shift the focus towards 3 things only: putting out content, using that content to generate conversations, using those conversations to generate sales opportunities, generate sales, and ultimately enroll clients. As you start to enroll more clients, then it's time to start to focus more on delivery, making sure those clients are happy, making sure those clients are getting results, and showing them how much you actually care about them and the fact that you want them to win. As you get that system flowing, now you're creating something that's going to continue to work for you. You generate client results, you can leverage that in your content, and you can show other people how much you care about the people that work in your inner circle, the results that you're generating, which leads to more conversations, which lead to more clients. And this is where the focus should be. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple, strip away all the other variables. Don't allow yourself to say, I don't have enough time in the week, or I don't have enough time to do this. Make it a commitment to narrow your focus to these 3 things: content, conversations, and clients. And I promise you it will lead to a massive shift in results. So again, that's a wrap for this training on the 3 C's to growing your business to consistent 20K months. If you'd like to learn more about how myself and my Unleashed CEOs team can support you in scaling your online business to 20K months and beyond, whether you're a high-ticket affiliate or a coach, or even a beginner looking to craft their coaching offer moving from affiliate marketing, click the link below in the description. You'll be redirected in Messenger, and you can click to apply for a call with my team. We can chat further and see if we're a good fit to support you in growing your online business. With that said, again, if you got value from this video, be sure to drop a thumbs up below and let me know. And if you have not yet already, be sure to click the subscribe button below and subscribe to the channel so you're not missing out on any future content that I drop for you guys here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.